Hi, so if you listened in last week, you remember that we were talking about blogging, and I said that most corporate blogs suck. And they suck because people start them without really knowing what makes a great blog and what makes a crappy blog. So I have my 4 steps that you need to go through before you, as you're thinking about blogging. The first is to monitor blogs in your industry. What are they saying about you, about your products, about your company, about your CEO, about your industry? Second is to comment on blogs, which we'll talk about in a second. Third is to work with other bloggers. And then finally, fourth, if you've done those things, then you're allowed to, I will give you permission to start a blog because it'll be really good. So what you want to do after you've monitored a bunch of blogs in your industry for a couple of months, begin commenting on those blogs. Leave interesting comments, adding to the discussion. Never talk about your products and services, but instead add to the discussion. You know, say something like, well, wow, that's really interesting, but here in the UK market, what we're seeing is this. Or, you know, that might work in the corporate sector, but I've got some experience in the government sector, and that doesn't really work in the government sector, and here's why. These are the sorts of things that you do. You add to the discussion. Now, what you're doing when you start to comment on blogs is that you are exercising your blog voice before you've started your own blog. And what you'll do is you'll get a sense for the things that you like to write about. You'll get a sense for the things that get you charged up, the things that you get emotional about and passionate about in somebody else's real estate, somebody else's blog. And it's a great way to get going. It also, of course, gets yourself out there. I mean, a lot of people never even start their own blog because they're fine with comments and they're fine with being on forums and chat rooms and so on. The third thing in the list is that you work with other bloggers. Invite bloggers, for example, to try your products and services. Give them beta software if you're in the software industry. If you're in a local market, invite them to come meet you and invite them to meet the CEO. Give them a heads up when you've got something that you want to launch. Ask them for feedback about what you're up to. I mean, all of these things are ways that you can work with bloggers. The hope, of course, is that they might write about you, which would be really cool. So let's recap. What are those 4 things? Monitor blogs in your industry. What are people saying? Then 2 is comment on other people's blogs. 3, work with bloggers to get them interested in what you're doing. And then finally, the 4th thing, if you've done those, it's time to start your own blog, which we'll talk about next week.
The $1 Million Challenge is a unique TV collaboration to help you make more money. Join now to get free access to the world's top sales, marketing and internet experts direct from your desktop. There are hundreds of shows like the one you've just seen. Tap into the combined experience of dozens of world-leading experts and thousands of other business people. There are also low-risk, results-based options if you're looking for more help. Sign up today.